Cold emailing in 2026, how to do it from a technical standpoint. The reason why we have to have this video is because in 2026, spam filters are so much better on O365 and add-on tools at stopping people who are trying to, in some cases, do legitimate email, but have a cold situation. So a couple of the quick tips you're going to hear me talk about are going to be twofold, which is going to be how to warm up and validate your list without causing pain to your main domain. So to warm up a list, let's say you've got a couple thousand names you've not emailed in a long time, you do have permission on them, but you need to get the deliverability and start remarketing to them again. You don't want to cause yourself pain and problems. So one, use a legitimate email sender system. Two, do it on a separate IP address than what you're typically doing. You're going to need a separate IP. You're going to need a separate domain name that is not brand new. Hopefully you've bought some domain names and have had it out there for a while and have had in your backlog that you can now put on. That doesn't mean you can now blast just because you've set those two things up. You're going to need to now set up with the Google Postmaster tools to make sure that your SPF, DKIM, DMARC is 100% correct. You don't want to have any violations on that. You're going to also want to make sure that that domain is on brand with what you're sending. You don't want to use something that's so totally foreign. You want it to be close enough. Like we're WTE Solutions, so our main domain, WTE.net, we can use WTEsolutions.net or WTEsolutions.com or some variation of that. The next tip I would give you on this is going to be look at the content you're sending out. If you hit the first email out and you're asking them to take a big action, if you're asking them to call you, do this, a special offer, you're going to get blocked. The spam filters right now, they're going to see that this is the first time this mail message has come through on this IP from this sender, this route, this domain, and they're going to go, wait a minute, I'm already suspect because I've never seen you before. So what you want to do there is send out something that's very vanilla and is maybe more informational. You're giving something to them. You don't want them to take any action on the first email. And you do need to warm that domain up. So you need to start with like 10 messages one day, 15, 20, 25. You don't want to go over 50 your first couple of weeks of having that domain online. So I would go very vanilla on your first one, informational on the second. On your third one, ask them to reply for something, because if you now have them replying to you, that is making that handshake and interaction and asking them to reply lifts the bar and the credibility of your domain, and it's going to help it out. The other thing is today, a lot of the mail senders are going to put tracking pixels in them. Your first couple mail messages, you may or may not want to do tracking pixels in them. Also, if you get a hard bounce on that first send batch, don't send it again. Bad bounces are going to look at your reputation. Think of it, you have a score, your domain has a score of 0 to 100, and your sending score is going to be decreased by the percentage of the bounces that you have. So the ones that block you for spam, that's going to count 2x. These numbers are very trackable, and you've got a lot of AI systems out there that are watching what you do today. So you need to make sure, especially in the early days of sending, that you are doing everything 100% correct, and that you are doing things that are going to open that door to allow you to take that cold email address over time, take it to a little bit warmer, and then be able to make that ask later on. If this video did not bore you and you like email technology, be sure to watch our other video over here on email deliverability strategies. We have some great tips and tricks to make sure that the emails are hitting your inbox.